posting. Oh, three people watching that one. Watch mine. Melvin Gordon kicks it to the outside for an easy stretch. Ike. It's not a snowstorm.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing right now.
I guess that's one takeaway for sure.
You wouldn't say the most important thing right now is that it's not. So, what was the issue with the scenario for people that don't know or didn't read chat?
Apparently, a little bit of research. It didn't take much. It was like one Google search. But upon the Madden community, it seemed like there was a bug. In every playoff game, whenever there was a city that has the remote chance of there being snow in that stadium,
okay,
you would get a blizzard scenario. And
scenario.
each opponent gets this. Both users get this scenario. And when you click on it, ooh,
he's thrown that one so many times. He's done that.
We've seen him come out
on the first drive every time.
Gosh.
He does that.
He loves that formation. If you don't have an eye for the running back in the backfield, there, it's a tricky one. But yeah, the scenario is a blizzard is going to be happening for your playoff game. So it gives you -4 speed, -4 acceleration, and -2 change of direction. Now, when you click on this, you get those attributes. Now, when your opponent also clicks on that same exact scenario, it gives you another -4, -4, -2 to those attributes. So a little bit of a bug, and quite a bit of the Madden community was upset because they felt like it was a little drastic, and it probably should have just been given to one of the users. But, fortunate here. No snow on the ground whatsoever. Looks like it's just going to be a clean, regular game.
I hope so. As Bridgewater rolls out, that we've seen a lot of that. That sounds like a regular game to me when Bridgewater's rolling out. It's a nice scenery. I forgot what I was gonna say. It's nice to see similar faces. I don't know. It's just nice to see something stays the same, and not a blizzard on the Ravens field, which would have been cool though. Granted. And are both these teams using the color rush jerseys too, purple and orange?
Yeah, they both are.
That's
it would have obviously stood out. Both teams are very capable of having jerseys that don't have something that would blend in for a blizzard game. So fortunately, that's not an issue.
And we know the Denver Broncos as the only team that doesn't have a double-digit wins in the playoffs. Which
just missed it.
Yeah,
they
just
had,
made it
9.
even.
Yeah, they didn't have any competition really for the 7 seed. They knew that they were locked in. A few games out from the season end, but locked in with 9 wins into that 7 seed, and they were just waiting for the rest of the seeding to get finalized to see who they match up against. Came down to the very last week for the Ravens to squeeze into the 2 seed, and they're both very good AFC opponents. So see how they counteract each other.
And for those of you that don't know, the first 2 teams out in the AFC were Browns, a.k.a. Sweaty, and Chargers, a.k.a. Benny. Which I'm glad they didn't get in. In all honesty.
Probably for the best.
Benny wants a decent draft pick, and Sweaty would have gotten destroyed, whoever he would have gone against. So, do I have no faith in Sweaty? For sure. Maybe here come the crossers from Teddy Bridgewater rolling out. No good. 3rd and 9, 3rd and long, and field goal range, though. Yeah, I am relatively hype. I can be relatively hyped for this game, more or less, but I changed my tone. Trips left again. He loves this shit, bro. He loves this shit. Let's watch it. Is it another underneath? Oh, Keon Crosswell. Look at Bridgewater taking that 13-step drop. Why does we see that so much from users? Like just I mean that separates the good and bad users, right? You would argue is pocket placement.
Yeah, some people don't even notice that they're really doing it. Your first that McManus bends that back into the right. That was Yeah, that one looked like he was headed straight for the post there for a second, but able to peel back in.
But that's what
Yeah, some
separates good and bad
users,
users. They just
yeah,
go back.
some users really just aren't aware of it. That's what you do when you hike the ball. You have a couple step drops, and you're supposed to sit in the pocket and make your reads, go through your progressions. But some people keep drifting back a little bit as the play develops and goes on, and sometimes they just don't really notice it, and that's really hurting them. Making that throw as those plays develop a little bit harder because you are extending the distance between yourself and the route runner.
And it also helps to contain more, actually. Did you know that? How it helps to contain out
Yeah,
when
sure
you go
does.
back. I didn't know why or how that works, but I guess it's technically you're. I don't know why that works and how it works, but
Yeah,
it
I mean, an
works.
offensive lineman can only shuffle backwards so much until the defensive lineman's going to get some kind of leverage and be able to get around him.
As Lamar Jackson lines up, no play action, X to RB, X wide open, Devin Duvernay on the catch, looking, taken out of bounds. Good third down conversion. Took a little bit longer than he maybe should have, but he got it nonetheless. And Ravens up on the 46 now. Jackson, the backfield, does not have trust. He has run and gun. For those of you that don't know, watching. So if he does start to run his Dobbins, breaks out to the left, finds it, hits the whole, shakes off two men, and finally tackled by Josie Jewell. I'm going to see if this works. Lappy Boy Radio Live. Okay, it works. Let's freaking go. There's the highlight. Thank you, Evan. Shouts out, Evan. I hope it looks good on stream. I got out to work. Cut back to the game. Ike, tell me about this Ravens team as they're going to score a touchdown here at Marquise Brown on
Jeez.
the play action. You
Yeah,
know
that
the
about
Ravens
sums it
more
up right
than
there.
anybody. Tell me about the Ravens and things that
Yeah,
they like to do.
being in his division, I get to see him twice a year, and in previous Maddens, he was on the opposite side of the bracket as me, but always made it, fairly far. He was always a competitive user, and he's really established that same exact game plan and put it on the Ravens team. And it's just so dangerous. He's got speed, he's got deep crossing routes to just develop as Lamar is able to, scramble and extend plays. He has so many options and just so much athleticism on this team. Under his scheme, it's just dangerous overall.
And this Denver Broncos offense, I would say, is probably one of the more underrated ones in EML, as we can see a jet touch pass. Melvin Gordon tried to kick it up. Monte Nicholson flag, probably holding on the offense. Graham Glasgow now in the 16. Hopefully this doesn't end up like the Cowboys-Rangers game where there was 29 except the penalties, so we'll see how this works out.
And hopefully penalties don't play too much of a factor and take away a good game from us.
You know, as you saw me last time on the chill stream, as Bridgewater scrambling for his life, picks up a great block. Anyone coming back to the ball? Smith hits Bridgewater, up gets to the first down marker. I think nope, second 11. This Baltimore Ravens D-line against the run. Two superstars on the line. You got to watch out for any run you take because Calais Campbell and who else is that over there?
Yeah, Patrick Queen setting the
Patrick
edge. Yeah,
Queen.
Calais Campbell, we know pretty good. He's hard to miss. 6'8", 300+ pounds. He's a big boy. He's going to be the run stuffer on the inside for the most part. And Patrick Queen, he's got him playing kind of a hybrid position. He's playing on the defensive line, kind of setting the edge, and he's really trying to contain your quarterbacks for the most part. A lot of quarterbacks are right-handed, so they put a speedster over on that right side to kind of contain them from rolling out to that side, and that's where Patrick Queen comes in.
And he came down with that. No, I'm surprised. I know, everyone should know the Broncos loves to run the 5 wide, 3rd and long, and he's usually going to throw into the seam route and cover 4, cover 3, as you saw Noah Fant there, fast tight end, hands the ball off to Melvin Gordon. Speaking of Melvin Gordon, Broncos are a run-first team and always have been. And that should be a challenge against the Ravens defense.
Yeah, they really have the backs to do it. Melvin Gordon and then the rookie, Javonte Williams. Obviously not best O-line in the league, but I would imagine they can hold their own against a Ravens team. They had a decent starting 5, and the running back duo that they have back there, they should be able to manage.
And Cortland Sucky making 2 men miss. Oh, man. Easy. Easy now. 1st and 10 up on the 39. 3 for 7. from Teddy B. Water. Ike. The Ravens. Oh, Gordon shakes 2 off.
Holy
Gordon
cow.
gets it through. Can he finish the play? Anthony Averett. He's
Stop
going to
it.
finish it. He's finishing it. Oh, my God. But it doesn't matter. All in the name. All for naught. As a highlight play from the Melvin Gordon.
Jeez. Yeah, Noah Fan has his head hanging as he walks back to the huddle on that one. Just knowing what could have been.
So we're going to cut back to the game here. There we go. Yep, Bridgewater back and shotgun. The holding call, bringing back Javonte Williams. Now shakes off one tackle, looking like Gordon, 5-yard gain. What's the dad joke, Draven Lime? Mr. Derek? What's the dad joke? We have some downtime here, and they're picking plays. Ike, you fan of dad jokes?
You know, there's some good ones out there.
I was inspired by Evan. Thank you, Mr. Eagles man. Bridgewater rolling out. Going to throw it into... Nope, just Noah Fant underneath, and the whole Ravens posse is going to tackle him. Where do lizards go when they lose their tail? Hell.
Oh, boy.
I like Ezra's response better, personally. I think that I can hear Ezra saying the delivery, and I think that's a much better response than the retail store. Hey, everyone. If I should ban Derek for 5 minutes, hit 1. If I shouldn't, hit 2. All right, Bridgewater hands the ball off to Gordon. Bridgewater hands the ball off. Did we miss anything? No, just a couple runs probably. Up on the 23 clock ticking.
Yeah, just moving down the field.
Moving to the field. Oh man, I want to. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see it, but the wide receiver cornerback matchups as Bridgewater looking 1-on-1 against like 5 of them as Tim Patrick can't hold on to that one that was deflected. But the wide receiver cornerback matchups, you know, like I said, Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Courtland Sutton, Noah Fant against a very good Ravens cornerback core, I must say. And who the fuck is that? Marlon Humphrey is one of them. Anthony Averett, we've been seeing. Marcus Peters. Who else? Not Rudy Ford, he's a safety. Bridgewater scrambling for his life, 3rd and 6, throwing it away. Nonetheless, like matchups all across the field. These two teams, 7-3.
Yeah, you know, when they run 5 wide, that's what I look forward to most because each of those guys is going to be manned up for the most part. You might see him run a zone every now and then, but this one's going to be
a dink. It's a dink. And that's the
no.
second close field goal we've seen. The first one almost went a little bit wide left, and that one just curved to the outside last second. And in this game, you're gonna need every point you can get. Watch the dink again, and very fast. Doesn't matter. Switch back to the game. Lamar Jackson handing the ball off to J.K. Dobbins. Cannot do what Melvin Gordon did. Take note of that. Ike, it's the second quarter. There's 3 minutes, 35 seconds left. I'm going to ask you a question. Who is the oldest player on the Ravens? Do you know it?
Oh, man. The oldest player on...
Yes.
You know, off the top of my head, I want to say it's Calais. But I feel like I'm missing something. I know they did acquire Villanueva from the Steelers in the offseason at the O-line position. I'm trying to think. They don't have, you know, like Pernell McPhee anymore, to my knowledge. Judon's not there anymore.
Judon's not there, but Judon he's not old, though.
No, Judon's not old. Just off the top of my head, you know, it's not like Earl Thomas is there anymore. I'm going to say Villanueva.
Is that your final answer, Villanueva?
I know I'm missing something, but that's my guess.
Is that your gut answer? Villanueva.
No, probably not. But that's what I'm locking in.
It's Calais Campbell. I'm
Is it?
so
Oh,
sorry.
my.
He's 35. Villanueva's 32. You're also missing Brandon
Dang.
Williams, D tackle,
There's another
who's
one.
also
Maybe I'll mention
32. Time with Villanueva. It's Calais Campbell. So close. If we would have gotten it right,
he's been dominant.
I would have
Long
given
time.
you a couple dollars, but 335 wide here at Jackson shotgun. Man offset to his right, underneath routes looking Jackson. Underneath Devin Duvernay cannot get the first down. 2-minute warning will hit. 4th and 1. I could go for it.
Yeah, just going to let it go to the 2-minute warning, let him decide here, think about it. I would imagine that they're confident enough, with his offensive talent. Maybe have like an RPO, a read option, something with multiple options on the field, just in case. He's really pondering this.
Well, he does have big baby Justin Tucker. What the? I'm not gonna go on my abilities rant, but I just don't think kickers have.
Yeah, there's been some chatter across the league as Ravens paused the game, but Broncos
Does not want any
clicked resume
quarterback.
right away. He's not going to give him any time. He said, "Let's play." He doesn't want him to have any time.
F your kids, bro.
As Ravens trying to confirm the 4th down rule in Discord as we speak. Surprisingly, you don't know that you can go for it, especially on a 4th and 1. But
yeah, at 2 minutes to go,
I would imagine. Yeah, it looks like he's going to scroll through his formations, come out and maybe a couple drag routes, a tight formation, try and get somebody loose.
I mean, the drag routes just work the easiest, right? I mean, you have Marquise Brown, and that's truly all you need, right? And Devin Duvernay. Rashad Bateman. How can I forget? Oh!
Wow. They called that short. They called that short.
No, they did. What?
I am lost. I am absolutely lost.
I'm lost like Atlantis right now, bro. What? Bro, can we get some cameras? Can we get some GoPros on the helmets in that tackle, please?
Oh my gosh.
I cannot believe what I... This is game-changing if he can score here, as he's Paris Ford gonna... Oh, beautiful. Beautiful user from the Ravens. Brought the guy over committed even, and just clicked off and just let the CPU take care of the rest.
Yeah, he's known for that. I'm not a big fan of people putting their guy in position and then clicking off. It's kind of saying I'm good, but I don't trust my user enough.
Oh my God, no way. He got it like a somewhat of a delay fade off. That's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. But you're not a fan of people putting their CPUs in a good position, and then you think that's like less skill or more? Is it more skill because you're doing more? Or what do you think?
To each his own, but me personally, as Melvin Gordon, just trap play up the middle. Gotta get some kind of points here before the half. Obviously, if you want to keep up with the Ravens. But yeah, to me, your user is got to make a play. I'm not gonna say your team relies on the skill of your user, but it definitely plays a big part. And if you click off, to me that says a lot about you, and that's what the Ravens does, and it works for him for the most part. So
I mean, he is a number 2 seed, so here we are. Crosswell covering the crossers quite well, as Bridgewater looking to run, just throwing it away. 2nd and 1. Well, if you settle for a field goal here, you've already left 3 points up on the board. Are you still reliant on your field goal kicker, even from the yardage he's been kicking, which has been relatively close, might I add?
Yeah, he did mention that he might have, a spotty connection already as it is, which led him to ask the Ravens to stream. It was nice enough to do that for him. So, not sure how much network issues will affect his kicking, but we did see one make and one miss so far. So, how that plays into his decision making as the game goes on is yet to be seen.
Also, does he have true clock on his? Gordon spins out of 2 tackles. He's been doing this all day, folks. MG25 Wait, isn't it MG3? Isn't he the third of the Melvin Gordon line?
Melvin Gordon the third, yes sir.
MG3, I can't believe it. And he makes the PAT to go along with it.
Oh yeah. You knew he had that somewhere in his arsenal. He had that one called back earlier in the game that was the massive run, breaking off several tackles for a touchdown. He still is ready. He had his adrenaline pumping. He was ready to break off another one, and it pays off right before halftime.
But even with that lead, you left 3 points up on the board, and the Ravens have 3 timeouts, 37 seconds left, and their crossing routes are deadly, and your cornerbacks better keep up. You better have your zone routes right. Better call the man defense, whatever you want to call. You better call it.
Yeah, if you've done any scouting whatsoever, you know that this is a lot of time for the Ravens, especially with 3 timeouts. They have the speed to beat you deep and fall down and call timeout and get their players in the right position.
They're trying to split the cover 2, and there it is. Marquise Brown right over the middle, already in the 35 with big baby Justin Tucker in the field goal range. I'm kidding. Kind of. Why do you run cover 6 on that? Just to try confusion? You don't want to go to cover 4, 3?
Especially on the first play of a drive that you want to definitely get a stop and definitely contain any big plays from happening. The fact that he's able to get a big play over the middle like that, just so demoralizing for a defense. Now you have to stop him for 3 at the least.
Let a couple extra seconds take off as Lamar Jackson now has run and gun. And what I hope to see from this game is no instant rollouts with the running gun ability, because he's perfect accuracy on the run. So let's watch it closely here. There's Lamar Jackson. Okay. Josie Jewell. B.Y. Perfect throw. Rashad Bateman. Touchdown Ravens. And you're losing again, Mr. Broncos. Why'd he do that?
Yeah, it looked like they challenged the play. I'm not sure. Maybe they thought he stepped out of bounds before getting into the end zone. It was a tight corner to the pylon, but it looked like he was able to turn up the field. But yeah, he really managed the clock really well that game. Had a rollout with Lamar to the left and just synced up with that corner route to the end zone.
And all that took was like 21 seconds. But how do the Broncos respond with 16 seconds and 2 timeouts left? Do they do something of their own accord?
They've got some good receivers themselves and a little bit of speed, and Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler, no offense, the fairly fast tight end for his position. So see if they have some kind of scheme, some kind of matchup that they like, maybe can exploit.
Well, if you would put a bet on 5 wide, you would have gotten paid. I don't know how much, but you would have gotten paid as Bridgewater comes out in 5 wide. I think this is cover 3 lock we're running against it right now. Bridgewater looking one-on-one underneath. Yep, taking it with Tim Patrick Averett, Mr. Bama, Mr. Fast Corner. That's who that is. On the tackle, Tim Patrick receiving out of bounds. Well, you can't rely on your field goal kicker, right?
Yeah, but that was a good chunk play on first down to get up to the 40. You're just 10 yards away from midfield. 2 completed passes. Unfortunately, this play is kind of a waste of 4 seconds. If you do manage that clock correctly, you have 2 timeouts, you have 2 quick plays over the middle that can potentially get you in field goal range. And McManus has a pretty good leg himself. I would personally be able to rely on him. But now that previous play just kind of doomed you a little bit. Now it might be end zone or nothing.
But it is Madden. You're on the 40. I think you're in Hail Mary range. I think. You gotta be. I don't know what his throw power is, but you gotta be at least within 60 yards. As you're gonna see a delay of game here. He can have no adjustments, I think. If he does one adjustment, he's done. Okay. He's out of time.
Yeah, just gonna... you have 2 timeouts. I would imagine you would only be able to use one of those with this 6 seconds. So I don't know why you don't use one of those right there.
Then proceeds to come out in a bunch formation. Bridgewater shotgun. Forward looking, guarding, covering. Tries to corner out Sutton. Oh, how'd he do that?
Yeah.
I mean, all for naught, nonetheless. But
You know, if they would have pulled off a play like that when they were over on the 40, that was about a 10-yard gain.
yeah,
You know, you go from the 40 to just barely over the 50-yard line, and you fall down, call a timeout. You have an opportunity for a super long field goal or a Hail Mary shot. I don't quite understand the clock management from the Broncos side of the ball, but nonetheless, Ravens get the ball to start the second half. See how they manage.
well, what they have to manage is the lead is because now they're going for it all, and one play is in triple cover overthrown. Really?
Man,
I thought that was like right on the money. You could have
yeah,
fooled me. You could have fooled me.
Oh man, what a play to overthrow, because he had a man on him, and that could have potentially been real momentum shifter. Broncos could have came away with that.
As Dobbin tries to counter, but gets hit. I don't know what's happening. Lamar Jackson. Bunch right. ISO on the left. Running back in the backfield to his left. Jewel guarding the route. Can he get there? Good breakup. 3rd and 9. You finally forced the Ravens to stop, Ike. And that's exactly what you needed right now. A stop.
Yeah, that's a big one. You know, you force a 3-and-out coming out of halftime. You've already left 3 points up on the board. Questionable clock management to end the half. It's things that got to start going right for you in this second half, and it's starting off on the right foot.
And the thing is that the first punt we've seen from the Ravens this game, I think.
Yeah, it sure has.
Sam Cook. That's how you pronounce it, people. We're not children here. As Bridgewater comes out, and I don't think I've seen a formation like this. And it looks to be flipped. Bridgewater handing off to Gordon, who's been making people miss and shaking off tackles all day long. 10 rushes for 60 yards does not grant him the glory that he deserves. As Rudy Ford makes the tackle. And I for the Broncos, do you continue to run the ball more? I mean, you're only down by 4, right? So, is your goal to keep the offense off the field, or?
Yeah, this definitely isn't a game where you have to go away from the run. You're not out of it, so definitely stay within your offensive scheme. You know, it's not like you were forced to pass yourself back into this game. You've been getting good chunk plays on the ground with Melvin Gordon and Javonte, so I wouldn't shy away from that, and then pass when you need to.
As we're gonna see Bridgewater. This is one of the more crucial third downs to start off your third quarter drive. Looking underneath, a lot of crossers, a lot of drags. Bridgewater finds a man, Jerry Jeudy. Great footwork, staying in bounds. Did not get forced out of bounds, staying in bounds and up on the 45. Was he injured or was he excited?
I think he was just excited for a first down.
Okay, good. I was say, hopefully there's no injuries in this game, especially in the playoffs, as Devontae Williams shook off the first would-be tackler. Up on the 42, clock is ticking. Ravens, 4-point lead. If you're just joining us, this game has been close the whole game. All 80 you viewers, if you haven't followed, you should, please. Bridgewater, shotgun. We've seen a lot of this from the Broncos today. Spread. Wiggins guarding drags, guarding the crossers, guarding it perfectly. Throw it away, Bridgewater. Yep. I mean, you keep running the same scheme, it's going to get figured out, right? Ravens is a very talented user. It's nothing hard to see what you're doing.
Yeah, we haven't seen a big variety of formations. It's been a lot of the same concept for the most part. We have had to see the Broncos user specifically have to adjust his scheme a little bit with the Bridgewater doesn't throw it away and tries to get the first down on his own. It's going to be 4th and 1. We have had the Broncos have to adjust to Madden as delay fades, as we both know, were a big part of his game. Kind of get what's the word I'm looking for?
Do they get the first? Gordon doesn't get it. Oh.
They're gonna see that one short too. Oh man.
Let's watch again the instant replay. Does Melvin Gordon get it? Yeah, I think his knee was down way before. That one, the other one was a bad call though. This one, that was a good call. Lamar Jackson scrambling under pressure. Oh, look at the pocket presence, Lamar. Oh my God, that was beautiful. Did you see that play?
Yeah, great pocket presence from Lamar. Was originally going to roll out to the right, but saw somebody setting the edge over there, cut himself back in with escape artist. When that activates, it's a hard man to catch.
As J.K. Dobbins finally gets a good run up to the 10 yards, 8 rushes, 50 yards. First down run. Ravens picking up speed, and from what we've seen this game, would you say if the Ravens score here, it could perhaps be game for the Broncos, since their scheme hasn't really changed?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call it game, but something definitely has to happen on the Broncos side of the ball. You know, they've had their opportunities. They've got the Ravens to punt. Haven't been able to come away with a turnover quite yet. But you've had opportunities and just haven't managed the clock, or you just play calling very well when it matters.
Mark Andrews, good catch there. Last second throw.
No kidding.
What? In here live, Nappy Boy. Yeah, I knew it was over 100. I just didn't know where over it was. But that's fucking sweet. Y'all go hit it up. You're in there. Whoever's here in chat, you're in there. You're in the gram. You're a part of something that could one day, I think so, be part of something big. Honestly, if we ever need users, just post on the instant people. I am commentating Steelers pads, and with Evan, I would hope so. I kind of just assumed it was gonna be me and him. Evan,
I'll commentate it with you.
Yeah, I could commentate with me. Yeah. Jesus. All right. Broncos get ball first. This is interesting because numero uno, he's just going to go right back to the gun. Empty set.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, you know, how the game ended, Ravens didn't have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are going to do this correctly, I think he's just throwing it up for an interception. I think he's just giving him the ball back.
Oh, it's an arm play?
I think that's what they're.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, yo, just see that pick?
Good sports.
Yo, watch the Bridgewater overthrow this ball like crazy, bro. Yeah. What an awful Broncos user. You know what would be really funny? If he would have dropped that, then we would have blamed Evan for sliding. If he would have dropped that wild and big, that would have been all Evan.
Gosh. Marcus Peters drops that ball. That would have been a riot.
I wonder if Melvin Gordon still has the sauce from last game, shaking off all those tackles. That's what I'm excited.
So it looks like a brand new game. You know, they have all their stamina back. No injuries. Everybody's, you know, it's got a sneak peek at each other's game plans. It's get to play 2 quarters of football. It's an imaginary score, 14-10. Ravens start with the ball. Good sportsmanship by the Broncos, just lobbing it up, giving it to the Ravens. Start the game.
You love to see it when users like that in EML know the rules, know what to do. As Lamar Jackson, you probably just hand this ball off to Dobbins. I'd have to assume he's doing all these adjustments. Yep, Johnson looking lost like Atlantis as Dobbins kicks it outside and tackled by 31. Who else? And J.K. Dobbins throwing the ball. And Justin Simmons on the tackle. He's 31. How did you not know that? Look at Dobbins. He's tired. Oh, my God. He's red. That is terrifying.
Yeah, maybe some recent weeks, his workload has been maybe quite heavy. And his practice reps were up this week because that's his first carry, maybe his second touch of the game, and already needing to be subbed out.
Yeah, already being subbed out. That's the important thing. Hey, yo, Edged Ace, to join. Okay, let me hit you with this. You got to hit the follow button. Your name pops up on the screen. It's amazing. You can only get the invite, Mr. Yeah, look at you. All right, Evan and Edged, you're talking. No. What? Bro, what? Even our head commissioner says no. Edge, you're talking to our head commissioner, Evan Hubes, 32. That's this guy who runs the league. Don't unfollow, please, guy. I thought we want to run. Yeah, I'm literally gonna ban you, Derek. Legally I can't ban Evan, but I can ban you. Legality, I can literally ban you. There's nothing happening right now on the screen that says a third down. Don't unfollow, please don't. It gives me so. Oh my God! 4th and inches. No, please.
Yeah, we've
don't
seen this
unfollow.
situation before.
Please don't unfollow because y'all give me hella anxiety. My life is already in shambles. I was trying to give up to 50. Ooh. Do you perhaps have a old gen Xbox, Mr. Edged? RB. Oh my God. No, Brown. I mean, figures. But
Well, it's not even.
Edged, I do have something to tell you. If you want to join the league and wait to when we switch to the next gen Series X, we can do that. If you're waiting, if you really want to join in this league, which I suggest you do. But like, what were you gonna say?
Well, I know, to my knowledge, there's some Xboxes that you can play old gen games on, so it's not necessarily that you need a new or an old Xbox, right?
Yeah. Yes.
As long as you just have a console that can play Gen Madden, old Gen Madden, whatever you want to call it.
Giants and Colts, right? That's it. Just Giants and Colts right now, right? The two teams open.
Yeah.
The handoff to Dobbins, splitting the White Sea. Luckily, no weather this game. We forgot to mention again.
Yeah, no weather limitations, no penalties, especially on that big of a hole. You don't see that too often. So the fact that they were able to contain him inside the 5.
As Dobbins hits it up the middle, and what are the refs in these calls, bro? That's a touchdown. What is up with this?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we haven't seen too many like reach for it animations, and I think that's really putting the ball in these awkward spots, and Madden just isn't quite registering where these balls should be spotted down at.
Play the 1 HP music. Fool doesn't even know it's from Black and White, 5th gen. Oh, lane. Lamar Jackson gets it off to Marquise Brown. Easy touchdown, and the Ravens will take a 24-10 lead now? Is that the score? No, it's
They were up
14-10,
14-10, so it's 20-10 pending the PAT. 21-10 because of Justin Tucker's baby bottle pop slow meter.
Baby, I have to run all Madden difficulty and I have to play with rookie.
Don't make me start on the abilities. I will play like a man. Your internet's dog shit. Fucking play like it, dude. JJ Hamlin, the return. You've never played a Pokemon game? Mr. Roach will have to introduce you to it. Malik Jefferson. We know a thing or two about Mr. Malik Jefferson.
Malik Jefferson, an athletic outside linebacker that can fly around the field if developed.
This Bridgewater hands it off, running right into a wave of purple. Yo, Stoney's in chat. Hit the follow, Stoney. Yo, Mr. Raiders in here. As the cornerback's gonna be run. Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go. Finally, some defensive pass interference from Marcus Peters, who got the interception earlier this game.
Finally, some referee plays. Hell yeah. Melvin Gordon. But yeah, finally, I mean, a break for the Broncos, you could even say, right?
Yeah, really an opportunity to move down the field because they've kind of been struggling in that department if it's been on the ground. Otherwise, through the air has kind of been pretty shaky for the most part.
As Ravens is in chat, a huge play made by Calais Campbell, Mr. 6'8", 35-year-old vet, hitting running back in the backfield, and Stoney's in chat scouting for his game, whoever he plays next.
Yeah, the only reason Stoney would play somebody from this game is if the Broncos pull off the upset. Broncos slid in as a 7 seed. Ravens hold the 2 seed. If he wins, 7 would play 1.
And he's going to
2
hit the
would
whole
play.
Sutton, but it's going to be a holding call, right?
Oh, man, yeah, it's going to bring it
Cushenberry.
back to a 3rd and long.
You can't have this happening. I give the people what they want. Number 1 power ranking doesn't just get handed out. You might be right. It doesn't. It could also fall into your lap, depending on what happens. But damn, he hate with the penalty. I will agree. It doesn't get handed out, though. I agree. You know what also doesn't get handed out? Follows. Hit the follow button as he goes in double coverage. Those get handed out like candy in this game so far.
Knew you were going to slide that in somewhere.
Everyone hit the follow button, please. Help to all of EML. I suggest you do it. Titans versus Ravens? Hey, yo. If you've watched any of this game, you would know Ravens like Lamar Jackson. As Johnson, can he get this return? Oh, no. Right to the 18. Well, like what would be the 3rd quarter coming to an end is now the 1st quarter coming to an end. Yo, Stoney. Hell yeah, brother. Welcome. Stop staying unfollowed. Now y'all doing this just to get a reaction out of me.
Yeah, you just can't give it to him.
I'm gonna have to stop. He's gonna throw it one-on-one underneath. I mean, right now this game, more or less over. Personally, I feel the Ravens just kind of run the clock out, right? Just kind of do what you can.
Yeah.
Protect
This
yourself.
this second. Yeah, the 2nd quarter is essentially the 4th quarter because of the desync that happened prior to this game. Ravens have a healthy lead. You run the ball, just establish as much clock as you can. And just, essentially just get out of here with no injuries. That would be huge. Just to be able to get on to the next round.
Didn't our Ravens just say he was more of a pocket passer?
Yeah, originally to start the year, just threw the idea out there of he was taking offers for Lamar just to see what kind of offers he would get. Said he would be willing to move to a more traditional pocket passer because he believes that is his play style. But since he's had Lamar, we've yet to see really a pocket passer for the most part. That's kind of hard to do when you do have somebody of Lamar's caliber.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I can't. You can't knock a user for saying pocket passer, but then you have Lamar Jackson. You have to run with him, as he's gonna throw it, doesn't get tackled. Duvernay make a man miss. Is True Clock coming on? It's 21 to 10.
yeah, I haven't seen him come on, and I really haven't seen him. I thought he'd really established the run here for the most part. I've seen quite a few quick passes. Now we're going to see a deep shot play action.
I mean, yeah, he's going to be pressured to Lamar hit as he threw. Doesn't matter. Bateman, big hit. No fumble, though. Up on the 40, Justin Tucker's your field goal kicker. So, take what you can get. Just got to run the ball here, run the clock out. And Ike, are we surprised to see Ravens move on in this first round of the playoffs?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be moving on for the most part. And to the average user, if you've been a part of our league, it's really no surprise. Lamar's had an MVP caliber season, just coming up short in the MVP finalists, runner-up. To be exact, he's thrown 40-plus touchdown, just this wide receiver core. He's been spreading the ball around really well, and then what they're able to do on the ground, with that running back core, J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, and then Lamar doing it on his own as well. It's just such a talented team overall, and it's no surprise that they're the number 2 seed.
And all credit to Ravens, as all credit goes to Broncos. Always a consistent user, always winning, always making playoffs. And, he's just all reliable. You get what you get. And if your fans root for him in the league, you're getting something consistent, but hasn't yet hit the threshold. Wait, has he won a Super Bowl? No. Has he?
He won the Super Bowl as the Giants in our previous Madden.
Oh,
Yeah,
so...
it was kind of a...
Oh, this is him?
Kind of an odd year. Yeah, this is that
He's the
same
Broncos?
Giants.
Oh my God, I didn't even.
Oh,
realize.
you're talking about Broncos? No.
Yeah.
My bad.
Has Broncos user won a Super Bowl in EML?
No.
Okay. Like I said, you're with a team that has been consistent, but has yet to hit the threshold of, I would say, much more elite, according in EML rules. Had a baby good superstar, probably through dev trait. I don't know if he'll keep it. Lamar Jackson underneath to Dobbins, not trying to score, just trying to run this clock out. Were you surprised the Eagles moving on in the playoffs first round?
Me personally, I thought him versus the Seahawks was really the wild card matchup of the year. I thought that was going to be a really good game. Seahawks user has kind of had an up and down year, beat some really good users, and then had some very close games against some users that I thought he would have really blown out for the most part. So I thought that was going to be a great game, but Eagles came in with a heck of a game plan and really, I think, established himself and gave the rest of the league a good wake-up call what he's capable of.
And not only giving the league a wake-up call, but also the Cowboys wake-up call as putting them to sleep and knocking them out of the playoffs. Sorry, Mr. Cowboys, that's just the way the world works. Eagles now in the playoffs. Well, hopefully you have a fan favorite to root for. We're representing the NFC East. Or maybe you're wanting somebody else to win the Super Bowl or represent the NFC. I don't know how it works over there. But Ike, do you have a fan favorite who you like who you like to see win, if not yourself, in EML?
Yeah, if I can't choose myself, obviously, it's been no secret. Me and you, every time we commentate the Cardinals games, they're just so fun to watch. That Arizona Cardinals squad, and we've been watching Giants Chew, been playing with us since Madden 18, I believe. So he's been around a while, and he's just always been a dark horse to me, and it's about time we put some respect on his name, and he's really establishing himself this year.
And if I'm correct, he made it to the second round of the playoffs, correct?
Yeah, he shut out the Rams, a fairly new user, so maybe didn't know what he was kind of signing up for. He's kind of getting inserted into the playoffs, but Giants Chew, yeah, a great start to the playoff race.
And I think officially that's his deepest playoff run now, right? Made it out of the wild card. I think so.
Yeah, I think that would do it.
And if not, then, made it to the divisional. And if he wins that's for sure his deepest playoff run if he makes it to the NFL, if he makes it the champ.
Yeah, especially coming in as the 7 seed and then getting a big win. You now get to go up against the 1 seed who has a bye to start the year, and obviously the 1 seeds are supposed to be a big deal. So see how he weathers against the NFC 1 seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I expect a good game though.
We have a lot of viewers. Newly quite free agent edged ace is rooting for the Patriots. Of course. Oh, that's the game. Anthony Averett, Roll Tide, undercutting the route. Is there John in the NFC in the Super Bowl? Giants should upset Will. We get a lot of things, and Yeah, Mr. Raiders, we're not talking about the AFC currently, just the NFC right now. The NFC is much more of a tighter race, I feel like. Well, I think it's more up in the air. AFC guys got some heavy hitters. Heavy hitters. No matter what team you pick, there's a heavy hitter. Well, except right now the Broncos aren't because they just lost to the Ravens. Ike, you there?
Yep.
Okay. And now for the next matchups, it is Eagles and Panthers in the NFC, and the Buccaneers versus the Arizona Cardinals, who made the playoffs and had a stretch of games without having Kyler Murray, which is pretty impressive, even making it to the playoffs. As Tyler Huntley's going to come in and just kneel this ball. Really? Really, bro? As Derek says, anyone in the Super Bowl besides Ike? Well,
and that's how it should be. There should be people that you strictly do not want in the Super Bowl. For most people across the NFL, that's the Cowboys, and we got our wish this year. Yeah, don't get to see the Cowboys in the playoffs whatsoever, so they can sit from the couch and say whatever they want.
that one's going on the fridge. that one's going on the fridge. Everyone, with that final run, you have witnessed the first season of EML playoffs, with the Ravens winning in the wild card against the Denver Broncos. Everyone say bye-bye, Denver Broncos. Wave them bye-bye in chat. Give them everything they want or could need. And now what can't happen here is what happened with you and Sweaty. Denver has to dashboard or something. Or something has to happen.
Yeah, they should be able to pause and concede once the kickoff is said and done. For some reason, you can't do it from the kickoff screen. Looks like they're just going to do it. Say their GG's here.
Yep, this should do it. Everyone shake and chat.
Scored.
Everyone shake.
Score doesn't.
Shake. Can I get a shake, please?
If you've been watching the entire time, you understand that the score doesn't necessarily say what it actually says.